My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
At his inauguration, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy inspired the American people to take an active role in shaping their country. During his administration, he would create the Peace Corps, giving a new opportunity for people to serve. But that term would be cut short by an assassination, which happened on this day 60 years ago in the city of Dallas. JFK's presidency is remembered today for a couple of key things. That call to service is among them, and two Mainers who heard his inaugural address joined the Peace Corps because of it.
Kennedy is also remembered for the space race, the Bay of Pigs incident, the Cuban Missile Crisis. They are not all positive things, but a recent poll by Gallup shows that JFK has the highest job approval rating of any former president. An incredible 90% of respondents approve of the job Kennedy did in office, just 8% disapprove. That is 21 points above the next highest retrospective approval rating, which goes to Ronald Reagan.
Also remarkable is that he's the only former president who shares that approval across the political spectrum. 60 years later, 92% of Democrat respondents, 90% of independents, and 96% of Republicans approve of the job he did in office. 20 years after the assassination of JFK in 1983, people in Maine were keenly aware of his legacy, specifically how he called for people to work together for the good of the country.
We spoke with then Governor Joe Brennan and the two former Peace Corps volunteers about what the Kennedy presidency meant to them. Here's Lee Loring.
Perhaps no political figure in Maine reflects the Kennedy political heritage as much as Joseph Brennan, Kennedy loyalist. He sees the Kennedy legacy, warts and all, as one of inspiration, a call to public service, but he rejects the larger-than-life Kennedy mythology.
You don't have to go to the myth, just the real story with its achievements and failures. Certainly the Bay of Pigs was a failure, but then certainly he was a little slow getting on board heavily in the civil rights movement. But I think what he did after is inspirational. I think the reality, the real life of Kennedy is inspirational. I don't think you need the myth. The reality is he was human, and any human has failings. A lot of us in political life, we don't advertise those in a sense. We're generally trying to put our best foot forward, as are our supporters and things of that sort. But no matter who the president is, whether it's Eisenhower, Roosevelt, just any of them, in a sense, if you just recall what you read in history books in high school and grammar school, you don't know the other side, but with every human there are failings, there are shortcomings.
For Bruce Reeves, former Peace Corps volunteer, a personal need to find fulfillment in public service is as strong today as it was a generation ago, when the spark was kindled.
Do you feel in pursuing your interests and your vocation that you are, as it were, carrying on?
Oh, I feel that, very much so. I mean, I feel that it's an obligation to having started with John Kennedy and the Peace Corps, that you can't join the other side now. I mean, you can't not care anymore, that once you start, it just goes on for your whole life. And I think it affects all the people that you know and care about, too.
The same inspiration continues to motivate Jim Oliver, former Peace Corps volunteer, now community organizer.
Do you link what you're doing today with the same thrill, the same involvement that you had back then?
Absolutely. I mean, I still hear the call. I don't think it's going out anymore from the White House. But to me, it was a personal call that we should be involved and that we should really dedicate our lives to working with those who need help and create climates of social justice. And Kennedy said it, I believed it, I still believe it. And that's why I want my kids to believe it. I want some type of new direction that they, when they grow up, their generation can once again believe that the American presidency is an honorable position, that the American public official is looking after human needs and not profit. And I'm waiting again for the call. And I mean, we need a president like Kennedy to come and tell people to sacrifice. I'm still responding. I want my kids to respond. I want another president that's going to call his next generation to respond.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
That was Lee Loring reporting in 1983.